Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. I'm here with Pat. Pat,
Hey
how you
guys.
doing, motherfucker?
Oh, doing great, man. I got nice strong coffee, whole bunch of cigarettes to go along with it. So we're gonna keep this under an hour because very soon I will have to visit the bathroom.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Uh, so what do you have to? Yeah, you got any interesting things to talk about?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of things that I'd love to talk about. We know each other pretty well, so I wanted to do one of these kind of like, ooh, hey, got some oddball questions. This is one of the things I always love hanging out in the woodshed, just shooting the shit and getting
Like
kind.
some of the shit we used to talk about maybe back in the day, hanging out, or like we would text each other some shit like, "Yo, what would you do in this situation?"
Yeah, right. Like, would you rather go skydiving or like deep sea scuba in that big metal cage with sharks?
Yeah.
Like,
So like let's start off with that one then. All right. Shit. I'm afraid of heights. Uh, can I
never
be
been
with?
skydiving, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, me
no,
neither.
definitely
It's on my
not.
bucket list.
Okay, so like, would I be able to do it with the military, or is it just like a janky person in Danielson with like a Cessna?
No, well, you're doing it private. You're not jumping out of any military aircraft, which probably is
All
better
right,
not
then,
to, anyways. Those guys would just write it off as a training mishap. Whereas,
right? He
yeah,
broke
you
both his legs. His shins went through his skull upon impact on the ground.
uh,
Then I guess I would, if it's private, I would honestly probably do the shark thing.
oh man, that's
You know, going
ridiculous.
going in the tank, going in the, just going down there. Like, yeah, okay, I'm kind of safe, but at
Bro,
least I'm not falling from the sky.
I'd
Like,
I'd so I've got so many reasons why I think exactly the opposite. So
all right,
I get like kind of seasick. So number one, I don't want to go out in those friggin' boats. Yeah,
what if it's nice and calm? Like, you wouldn't be jumping on a windy day. So like,
well
let's
that's
assume
part
it's
two.
nice, easy, nice
Yeah.
water.
So part two, I don't like being really far away from land because you can just die out there in the water.
Yeah,
Like
of course. The ocean's really, really dangerous.
yeah, yeah, and not even just like stuff that's in the ocean. Because number three, you're going out there to mess around with sharks. Not cool. Well, they don't really want to eat
Well,
people. They're dangerous, but not like really to us. Um,
no.
but when you're all the way out there and like, if you're a quarter mile away from land, can you swim a quarter mile? I probably can't. I'm fat, so I could probably float a lot of my way
I
there, but
think I
still.
could, but not if sharks are fucking swimming around.
All
Like in
right,
a
now,
freshwater lake where I can see,
right.
like, all right, this is where I'm going. There's no current. I could probably do that. But in the ocean, hell no.
Yeah, and the further out you are, the harder it is. And then you got those waves and stuff, and it's all salty, getting in your mouth and
Dude,
eyes.
everything sucks. Everything
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah. There's a whole lot of not cool with that.
For some reason, when you get out of the water, your pockets are filled with goddamn sand,
Yeah,
which you can use later on. But
self defense
let's
purposes only. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Whereas like skydiving, I mean, man, all you just get in the plane, the plane takes off. That's easy enough. If you haven't done it before, you have to get like strapped to some dude or lady.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah. You
probably
got
have
to
a
do it a
dude
couple
because
times.
realistically, I'm a big guy. They need it. You got to have a big person. Well, I mean, you got to have a
Release
big
the
person, man.
ballast.
Yeah, it's like, what am you? Are they gonna strap them to my chest because I'm the big spoon?
Hoopa, tie the cleat.
Yeah.
That's what they would be saying.
Well, when you go skydiving for the first few times, I've never been, but from what I understand, you got to be the little spoon,
Yeah, yeah, you have to go through it and you have to,
and
it's
and
like the
somebody
law.
else is like pulling the cord and stuff, so you're just
Oh,
relying on
yeah,
somebody who's done it a bunch of times.
which is fucking crazy to me,
Oh, I bet it's
because
like
I'd rather
ridiculous.
rely on a steel cage and a steel cable and the maybe chance a shark's going to show up rather than, maybe this guy's going to die. I don't know, have a heart attack or something. I'm sure they do medical examining for skydivers. Who really knows? But,
Yeah, I doubt
eh,
it. I really doubt it.
yeah,
In all honesty, as someone who's like looked into this a bunch of times, I doubt that.
like, dude, to drive a certain weight car or with a trailer in a car, like a vehicle in a car, you have to have like what's called a medical examiner's certificate. So you have to like,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
the eye test, do a heart test, your
yep.
blood pressure, of course.
Yep.
They do a blood test and a piss sample to see like, is there protein in your kidneys? Are you gonna have like kidney failure and die
Right.
when you're
When was the last
driving?
time you had a seizure?
Yeah, pretty much, and just different things like that.
Yeah, they do the
So
same.
I don't know. I
They do
don't
the
know if
same thing.
skydivers do that, but then again, a guy who just has a steel cage attached to a homemade winch on the back of his boat, bringing you somewhere off the coast of South Africa to do these shark things. I don't know how reliable that is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and so sea snakes. Uh, Now imagine you're out there.
the
You
fuck would I get a sea snake hanging out just the top of the water in deep blue water? And
yo,
I
they're
don't see
literally
that
called
happening.
sea snakes. That's where they live out in
Yeah,
the
dude, they
sea.
hang around the coral and shit where fish are, where they can eat.
Well, that's where like the sharks hang out too, brother.
Not great whites, homie. They're. You ever see Shark Week, dude? I mean, were you really having this conversation? Like, you've seen what happens. They're like not too far, but pretty far off the coast of like Africa or some shit, or Australia or some shit, and then they go out there and they just drop you in a tank. Sorry, a steel cage. Uh, just with like your lines attached to the cable that go up and stuff, which is kind of sketchy because like if the shark tries to bite the cable or rubs up on it and it cuts your airline or something, like it's not so good. Um, you've got emergency things for that, but still, you're underwater and like
Yeah, right,
it's not so
so
good.
I'm pretty sure there was some like B rate horror movie not too long ago about like this exact thing, where some people were in like a shark cage and it like fell to the bottom of the ocean and they
They
had to
called it the
the
cage.
cage. Yeah, like and surprising, Nicolas Cage wasn't in it.
Mm.
Man,
Yeah, it's like the only thing he didn't say yes to because no one offered it to him.
man, I guess let's
That's a grand slam. I mean,
well,
welcome to
no, no.
Denny's.
I was
Nick
just
Cage
about
sucks.
I was just about to go off for the bit there, but like, let's just not go into the Nick Cage bit here.
Well, we already did. I think what episode 20 something, 21 or
We
20.
we've been there.
We were,
We've done that.
yeah, we've been there.
And
Let's give him a bit of a rest,
I would definitely be down for doing like that wingsuit thing too, like that squirrel
dude.
suit shit.
See,
Flying,
like,
that'd be banging.
would you? Okay, so like, let's say
I would do all
you're
that
going
stuff.
for that skydiving thing, but would you go in like one of those air tunnels first, or would you just say fuck it, we're
Oh, dude,
going?
I would love to do one of them. I've looked into it. There's one probably like 2.5, 2 hours, give or take, north of me in Canada. I've looked into it. It's expensive, but that would be
Sorry, Canada,
Canada.
Canada, yeah,
Canada?
yeah,
Canada?
Canada,
The maple syrup place. So if you go
yeah.
up there, there's an indoor skydiving, and that's super super awesome looking. I've watched a bunch of people do that. It's interesting to me. I guess it's different, but
So there's no way I could convince you to say fuck it with the skydiving and come with me doing Shark Tank shit. And there's probably no way you could convince me to go skydiving with you and say fuck it to the Shark Tank.
yeah, that's pretty much what this is coming off as. Yep, we're at
Yeah,
an
all
impasse
right.
here.
So
Yeah.
let's move to the next one then. I mean,
Uh,
agree to disagree, right, bro?
yeah, yeah, that's exactly it.
We'll
Just
die in our own separate ways.
yeah,
Let's we're heterosexual life partners, but we don't have to die together.
right. We can still agree that we want to go rent some of those sand rails and go mess around on some sand dunes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like that's
And we could
definitely-
also agree that we would like, sign up for maybe the Peshmerga and fight ISIS like as mercenaries, or maybe I don't know, Blackwater or something. It would be fun.
Man, there's a guy I deal with that buys vehicles from Blackwater. Like
Son of a bitch.
like 30 of them a month.
We're not talking about our buddy with your brother's buddy and
No,
the guy.
no. Like a guy I deal with at work. It's just,
Okay, so but he was like one of those guys, like the
Nah, he's just
guy
some,
who
like-
has a name similar to my name.
no, he's
right?
just some like dude. Yeah, like let's weird stuff. Yeah.
Anyways, just bleep it out. You remember Alice?
Yeah, right. Alice.
Yeah, like he grew or he had a bunch of military vehicles,
Yeah.
and he would buy them on auction, like 3 for $15,000 or some shit, and make them better and sell each one for like $15K. he was underneath the High Lines. That's where his house was, near Parish Hill. You can bleep that out too, but that's fine. Um, and remember, we went there one time, and we went, like, kind of walked through his little area and saw all these military vehicles and shit. And then I realized, oh well, that's where Will gets them. For the longest time, he had one of those. Uh, it's like an office truck or like a parts truck for parts. Parked in your
Yeah, it was
driveway.
like a giant trailer sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like it, and it was like a
Yeah.
bunch of shelves, like you could put parts in there to fix things. And then he had like one with a crane on it, and like he had all kinds of
all sorts
cool
of weird
shit.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he gave me the sleeping bag that he had. I'm assuming he probably got through someone he knew that had the same name kind of as me. So yeah, I don't know. It was cool. That's cool. Anyways, let's talk about the next one, please. Next question.
um, what country would be the one you would least likely visit or like want to go to? And like
Yeah, that's right.
why?
Okay, okay. All right. Well, why don't you do it first? Because I did it first the last time, right? Let's be wholesome about it.
Okay. Country I would least likely want and yeah, yeah, I was okay, so I'm thinking like Russia. No, yeah, probably.
R-
Yeah.
Russia,
Yeah,
Russia,
middle of nowhere.
Russia is the greatest threat to
No,
the
no,
American people.
no.
To the
I
American
take that back.
people.
Probably like Central Africa, like Saharan
Central
desert
Africa's
stuff.
great. They're
Most of
great people.
it's just got a lot of flyover
They've
country.
got a lot of diamonds. We like diamonds.
Yeah, Illinois. Does that count? Can I just say Ohio? Yeah.
No,
I choose
different
America.
country. So,
At least,
number one country you would not visit.
uh, there's dozens.
Number one, dude. Come on, man. It's not that hard.
Well, it is when you don't know the name of like bunches of countries in Africa. What's Africa map? Let's see. Pull up a map of Africa, middle of it, right there. I don't know, Chad.
Jamie, pull this up. What's
Yeah.
the word? Yeah, Chad. Oh,
Chad.
damn.
I don't want to go to Chad.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah. And
terrible.
you certainly don't want to go to a party at Chad's house. So therefore, you don't want to go to a country named after that guy.
The Central African Republics. Yeah, Chad. I wouldn't want to go to Chad. That sounds like everything I see on maps when it is related to like heat indexes and stuff. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It just seems like a bad place to be, huh?
Yeah,
Let's just say that. It seems
I
like
don't
a
know a lot
bad
about it, and the
place to
stuff
go
I
and
do know
visit
is
and
good.
get a hostel and go and have some street food. It just doesn't seem like a good place. That's
No,
good. That's
no.
fair.
And
That's
and
fair.
when they use the word hostile there, it's probably just related to like the war tribes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be abducted. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my family's not rich. They probably wouldn't be able to pay to get me back.
Oh God, no, dude. I mean, your dad developed, some awesome stuff that has to do with sandbags and military sandbags, but hey, man, that's not enough.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's not like he gets royalties or any of that jazz.
yeah, dude, it's
Yeah,
not enough.
yeah.
So, like, for me, I would say the worst place to visit would be North Korea because yes, you can visit, but everything is so structured that it would just be shit. And if I was talking like, okay, kind of like you're talking, like, what's the most real dangerous place? It would probably be, oh, geez, I guess in Afghanistan. I would visit Afghanistan. That would probably be the most dangerous place to be as an American or European, like, a white person, I guess,
White people. Yeah.
or an atheist of any skin color. Like, just not good. Not good.
Yeah. Okay.
But the best
Okay.
place. So
Yeah. What
now the
about
place
like
you would
the
like to be,
opposite?
right?
What would be highest on the list then?
Highest. Well, I'd like to hear yours first.
Oh, we're doing this again. Okay. Okay. I get that. That's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Tit for
Yep.
tat.
Fair and
as they say
wholesome, dude.
that.
Fair and wholesome.
Number one place I would want to go and visit. Mana, 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 mana. Argentina. I think that's
Really?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
gonna go ride some horses? Shit, have some good barbecue?
Let's see. I think it's oh, pull up. Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, it's actually Chile. I think it's technically where it is. There's a spot at the very southern tip of South America where it has like 280 days of lightning storms. Yeah, apparently like any
Is it a
night.
part of Patagonia? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I'm going to pull
Chile's
up
in South America,
lightning storms.
below the
Cool.
equator, right?
It's Jamie's pulling everything up here.
All right,
Yeah.
good, 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 good.
So
Good work, Jamie. I mean, he's a fucking wizard, dude.
so it is South America's largest lake. It has a concentration of 233 flashes per kilometer per year. So it's thousands per night on average.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's incredible.
yeah. So it's just like craziness because of like the way that the land is shaped. It forces air at nighttime to come down in a certain way as it's cooling, and it causes lightning pretty much like every night. So it
There's
would
a
just be
place like that in Norway where there's like two mountains, like one's like nickel and the other's like copper or zinc or some shit, and they act in between them is the fjord, salt water, and they're kind of connected. So it's a weird phenomena that goes on there, and you could see these crazy lights in the sky, and like I don't know if you want to call it like electric patterns. Like maybe it's not lightning, maybe it's not plasma, but there's something going on there because two mountains close enough together with salt in between kind of create a natural battery.
mm,
Like one's like again like it's like nickel and lead, the other's like copper and something else.
yeah.
And in between these, like people go there. It's a thing you can look it up. Just type in like natural battery mountain in Norway. You could probably find it on Google that way. But there's it's weird. It's almost like that's what's going on where you're talking about. Like there's something that's fucking up with the electromagnetic field and like static in the air and or something's going on.
Yeah, let's see. No, I disagree with whatever these guys are saying. I'm not pop-up ads. So yeah,
Yeah.
UFO Valley could work as a giant natural battery, and this is about a light phenomenon in Hessdalen.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Horse Valley, I think,
yeah.
is what it translates.
Apparently, in
Hest
southern
is
Norway,
horse.
there's a zinc, copper, and sulfur in the valley functioning as a gigantic natural battery, according to
Yeah, dude.
an
And there's
article.
video of people showing these weird like lights and thing. It's like ball lightning almost, kind of that goes on there, and it's very weird. But it's because of this simple fact of like these two mountains within enough proximity to each other are basically acting like a battery. So with the right conditions, you can see some things fucking happen in the sky.
However, Norwegian physicist Bjorn Samset told the Norwegian science website Forskning that he did not believe the battery theory adequately explained the light phenomenon, as the distances were too large and the natural charge too weak to explain the brightness of the lights. So,
Interesting.
even though there are some proponents, there's definitely some detractors of the argument, but seems
Cool.
interesting.
Can you read up a little bit more on that while I go and grab myself a glass of water
Yeah, have at it,
and
buddy
maybe,
guy.
entertain our guests or just cut it out, whatever works.
So go right ahead. One of the oldest recorded batteries, air quotes, came from like Egypt. There was a container found. It was an urn that had, they believe it was vinegar and some rods in it, some copper rods. And even though it was giving off, remnants of an electrical charge because of the decomposition, the ionizing portion of the electrode in it, they think it was happening on accident, that somebody probably had like a jar of vinegar and just like threw some shit in it by accident, or somehow it got in there. They're like, oh, I gotta hide these, stole them. Yeah, odd ways that some phenomena take place. It can occur naturally, as it's looking like this. Aurora borealis and aurora australis is just particles coming in through the magnetosphere. So there's some really interesting natural events that take place. We were just talking about with those lightning strikes. Some pretty wild geographical things here on Earth. It's a pretty cool place. Uh, I bet a lot of other planets have interesting storms and stuff. That's what the big red eye on Jupiter is. It's like a 200-year storm. I think it's like the size of the Earth, floating around, just speeds of like 500 miles an hour, some jazz like
Hold
that.
on now. Only 200 years? Is that because we
Could only
only
for
have seen it for
yeah,
200 years, or
yeah, exactly.
like it could have been going on for much longer?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah. Oh, really? I thought this was like an interesting pre-recorded message. He knew
Yeah,
I was gonna
definitely
get here.
not.
AJ the DJ.
Yeah, we're scribbing it up here.
Script.
Anyways, let's get to the next one then, eh?
No, you got to tell me. What's highest on your list?
Oh, highest in country to live?
Yeah, that you would want to go and visit. Where would you
I
want to
mean,
go?
besides where I'm at now, which is where I want to be and stuff, like I would say,
You're not visiting, so it doesn't count. You live there.
yeah, true that, true that. I would say Italy. I would say like Sicily, Italy. I want to see like where some of my family, my other side of the family came from, and see how they might have lived and why they wanted to leave. Check out the history there.
That'd be interesting. There's a lot of
Good food,
old
beautiful
culture
country,
there
you
as
know.
well. You know, buildings
Yeah,
that have been around for hundreds, thousands of years. If you go and see like, the is the Parthenon up there? Either way, there's a lot of really old stuff in Rome and Italy. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Gonna go get some good
Um,
pasta.
oh yeah, dude, that pasta's good, and they got good coffee up there too.
I think the thing I would have an issue with is everything's got such an old feel to it that even though I'm used to some newer things, there would be a tradition that I might not be used to, you know? Like how they put cheese on pizza. I want the cheese all over the pizza, not just like some chunks of it here and there. That's weird to me. That's just classic Italian style. That's weird to me. I don't want that. I want pizza with cheese everywhere. Pour it everywhere. Double cheese, triple cheese, triple cheese. That's what I like, please. AJ, did you leave me? Aw, it's just me and you guys, the dear sweet viewers. I want to say thank you
Yo,
again.
I'm back, but
He's
that
here.
was weird. Why didn't? Okay. Anyways, sorry, we were talking about Italy and shit, right?
Yeah, talk some more.
Yeah, so that's why I would go there. Anyways, please, next question.
Okay, take it away with what is the largest land animal that you could kill barehanded? You personally
Oh,
wanted me to put this on the list.
yeah.
I'm
It's a
interested.
llama. It's a llama or an alpaca. Yeah,
Okay. Well,
and I
give
mean,
me some follow up on that.
so, I mean, you figure, okay,
About that
sure,
thing
it's
is
pretty
hot.
big,
Yeah.
right? But it's also quite vulnerable, and it's like a sheep or a horse. As long as you have your hands or something, like if you can get around its neck, like it'll fall kind of to the ground, and then you can wrestle it, and you can like shear it. If that's like, people do it with sheep. They
Yeah.
shear sheep.
Yeah.
So they like kind of grab their head and wrap them up, kind of jujitsu style, and bring them down and work with that. So like, if I'm faced with a llama and I'm in like an area where it's it can't run away, but I can't run away either. Like it's gonna attack me. I'm gonna just jump at its neck, wrap my legs around it, sink in a choke, because the weight of my body, it's not gonna be able to hold that on its neck. It'll fall, it'll kick a bunch, but I should be all right. At that point, I can start squeezing, gouging eyes, shoving my hand down its throat, whatever I have to do to sort of kill it and finish it off, quickly. But
Yeah,
that's,
I
I
guess
think,
you'd
the
have to like
biggest thing.
try and go for a neck break or punch it to
Yeah,
death
you
or
either got
something.
to choke it out or whatever. Because when people like shave them and they get the wool off of them and make fucking sweaters and things like that, they basically just kind of corner them in a smaller area, and then they kind of grab onto their head and neck, and then they just kind of do whatever.
And we're talking about like
But
a wild llama.
yeah, wild llama still, either way, if it's coming at me and it wants to hurt me and I want to hurt it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat it. Like,
Right here it says average llama weight for an adult male is between 290 and 440 pounds. So
yeah, and I'm 255 now.
yeah, but I'm just
And if
thinking
I can
about
get
that thing,
around
like,
its leg,
rear
I mean,
back
its neck.
smashing you in the face with one of its hooves.
I don't yet. But if it's coming at me, then I'm gonna jump at it, wrap around its neck, like just whole body,
Yeah,
like
I
my
gotta
arms and
water,
legs.
talk for a second.
Yeah, I'd wrap up with it and I would bring it to the ground because that's just what's gonna happen. It's not holding up 250 pounds with its fucking neck. It's just not happening. So that's the weak point of the llama. Similar to an ostrich, but the ostrich is way more deadly and it will fucking disembowel you with its legs before you even get a chance to grab its neck. So the llama doesn't have this kind of capability. So you just go for its neck, it falls, you sink in a rear naked choke, and then you just sort of tell it good night softly in its ear. And you know, that's just what happens.
Softly in its ears.
You could do the same with probably a deer, right? Like a white-tailed deer that's like, maybe it's not a buck because the horns are it's gonna create some issues, but you could do it. Anyways, what's the biggest land animal you think you can kill with your bare hands?
Human.
A human.
Yeah.
That's the biggest, and you say biggest in terms of like that's the for the sport of it, like.
No.
You know, they can think for themselves.
Like, 440 pounds? Bro, I seen people bigger than that. There's humans way bigger than a full-grown alpaca at 400.
Are you gonna kill them with your bare hands?
It is so much easier to kill. Like, you ever seen My 800-Pound Life? Those people are so much easier to kill with your bare hands.
Oh man, that's a good.
Yeah,
that
see,
is perfect. Yeah. What a dude.
Yeah,
this is why we're friends. When we used to play Call of Duty and shit together, and we figure out like, oh, the MP5 is actually the best weapon in Call of Duty fucking 4 because you can just spray people from the hip and they can't get away. And then you've now figured out the comedic way out of this. But I want to hear, okay, land mammal besides a human.
Tricky. Okay. Put me in a situation here. You really gotta.
Good answer, because that's the biggest, and you do win. I even said like I have the answer. I think I win. You're like, nah.
I got you. Hold my beer. Yeah.
Dude, you do really. You're like, yo, I could kill a human that's 1,000 pounds and it's bigger, so therefore I win. And it's not hard to do. They can't get away.
And that's the thing is like, the skinny ones are harder. Like imagine Mark, Marky Mark, our friend there from growing up. Thin.
Yeah, we can call him Marky Mark, Mark Sparky, fucking. He
came up here. This was a while back. He met my buddy Jordan. Jordan's like, "What's up, Marky Mark?" And Mark just like freezes, like, "What the fuck you call me?" And then Jordan looks over at me. He's like, "That's what you always call him." And then Mark looks over at me. He's like, "That's what you call me?"
Yeah, no. See, like, Mark doesn't know that we call him Marky Mark. But he knows that we call him Sparky. Like that's
I never called him Sparky.
Back in the day. Back in the day, we used to call him Sparky.
No, we was you and him.
Well, we was me and the Scotland kids.
I'm not real big on like nicknames. The only reason I call you AJ is because you were so damn livid about when I would call you Alex growing up.
Yeah, just there's too many of them, and like fucking I didn't associate with the name, which is super liberal, but. I just wanted it changed, you know? I didn't want to be normal. Like, there was fucking 6 people in my school named Alex, and 4 of them were in my grade. So, with a last name with Prue, when you go through roll call, it's Alex P. And then kids can make fun of that, and they did, until I grew bigger, because I'm a formula baby. See, I came out 9.5 pounds, something like that. Big old kid. And then had a bunch of formula and got huge. Like you remember Higgins, right? Kyle Higgins.
Protein powder since he was a wee lad.
This motherfucker could be a linebacker for the New England Patriots when he was in 4th fucking grade. I mean, just a massive kid. And he wasn't. I mean, he's certainly not on steroids, and he's certainly not on breast milk. Cause too old.
Uh, well, no, I mean, you're never too old for breast milk.
Dude, there's an online market for titty milk.
See,
It's weird,
telling
and
you,
I don't like it. I don't like that about the internet.
there's a lot of things I don't like about the internet, and that is
That's just one of
that's
them,
on
right? I
the
mean, it's
list.
like scratching the surface, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst thing about the
Online
internet.
titty milk.
Yeah,
Like, I'd rather be able to buy like a tiger than buy titty milk. I don't know. Maybe that's me thinking conservatively, but
I think it's probably safer for everyone if you're buying titty milk instead of a tiger.
absolutely. But I also think, never mind. But yeah, yeah, titty milk still. It's super weird, right? I mean, that's weird.
Would you eat a tiger?
Fuck yeah, dude. Why? Why would you even ask me that question? You know I would. And I would eat a fucking dog and a cat.
I've had dog. It's not good.
Yeah.
Like it was a well cooked dish, like legitimately from a restaurant.
It's
It-
well done. Like
that's the funniest thing.
proper.
Like if you get
And, like,
barbecue, hold on,
Carrot
no.
flour garnishes and
If you
shit.
if you get barbecue in the States, like you go to get like pig, right? You're going to get like a pig roast or something.
What you're telling me is this
No, no,
wasn't
no,
a
no.
Texas Roadhouse. This wasn't Applebee's. You went to a nice restaurant, had some dog. That's cool.
Well,
That's cool.
like on the advertising sign, you know how stateside you see like a pig in a chef's thing serving up pig? Well, that's what they had at the restaurant in Vietnam.
Oh my god,
Yeah, no
dude.
joke.
They had
Yeah.
hanging ducks in the fucking window, and the window wasn't clean, so you can't really see in. So there's so much duck grease on it.
No, this was, again, Nam, so everything's like pretty open air. You don't want to have everything
Oh,
like
so there's no windows, but there's duck grease and
No, this is
hanging
like
ducks.
a barbecue pit right outside the, street side,
Fuck,
like
where,
a
you in the
permanent.
village,
It was a
dude?
real restaurant. Like, this,
Jesus
like
Christ.
legitimately, they had like advertising sign. They had a phone number and stuff. Like it was a real restaurant. There was like sit down in the back with fans and stuff. The, I was with my
Hey.
brother-in-law.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, so I was with my brother-in-law, and we were going to his friend's house, and he's like, "You want to get some dog?" And I was like, "Yes." And then it was closed that day, so like 3 days later, we were going back over the same place, and it was open. So we got two different dishes of dog meat. One was a soup, and one was like barbecued. Uh,
Hey,
it was
you
well
shouldn't
done.
make dog soup. That's weird, but okay. Dog
Uh,
barbecue. I get it.
Yeah. It was.
What did it cost?
Cheap. It was more expensive than most food because it was like a delicacy. It's hard to get.
What are we talking? Are we talking it's cheaper to get your dog meat dinner at a nice restaurant than buying like 2 double bacon fucking bullshit cheeseburgers from Wendy's or something?
Let's see, 10 USD to.
Amy's got to pull it up and
Yeah.
figure out the conversion rate real quick, but we'll figure
it
that
was
out.
it was
Stand by.
probably $10 for like each dish US, so quite expensive in comparison to like other food there.
And you had like a classy dog meal? I mean, what's going on? You got candles, you got fresh water. What's the deal?
Oh, we took it with us because we were going back to his buddy's place to get wasted.
So you had dog takeout.
Yeah, we had takeout. Yeah, we had takeout from the dog restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah, and literally it was just like swinging from the handlebars of this guy's scooter as I held on to this small
Holy
Vietnamese fella.
shit, dude.
Yeah, riding through like alleyways. I have a picture of like one of his friends that like caught a snake and then like was biting into it. While I was at his buddy's house, we ate lizard. He like some people in
kind?
America keep.
Do you know what
chickens.
kind?
Iguana, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I mean, I don't know much about where you were or anything like that, but if I were to guess what kind of lizard people are eating on the regular, except for chicken, I would guess it's iguana.
Oh well, that was.
And I
the
would guess it
comparison.
tastes kind of like chicken.
Yeah, kind of, sorta.
If you go down south and shit, people are eating squirrel.
I was
Like,
gonna say it's like a less
just like
greasy
chicken.
alligator.
Oh yeah, they taste like swamp. I don't know what the fuck is up with that.
It's probably because
Brooklyn
of like
meat
the
and
whole
fish.
living
Get
in
your
a
shit
swamp thing.
together.
I guess hunters say that deer that live in swamp taste like butt too.
Hmm.
I'm
Maybe
not a-
because they're eating like skunk cabbage or something. I don't know.
could be in the water. That's why people from New Jersey look the way they do. Oh, it's also the
Dude,
nuclear waste.
can we
You,
talk about that though a bit? Can we
oh,
talk about New
I've got a
Jersey,
great story
please?
about nuclear waste in New Jersey.
I mean, we'll get to that, but can I just say, like, people from New Jersey, and you're proud about living in New Jersey, and you don't live on the beach? Yeah, shitty people. The whole place smells like trash, first of all, right? Taxes high. Things suck. You don't live by the beach and you saying it's great, you're a liar. You're lying.
You're a
You're a
drive-through.
liar.
Yeah, you're an interstate. That's what you are.
Dude,
You are a
it's
way to
like
get
going
to
to
a better
White
place.
Castle at fucking midnight and being like, huh, I could either get shot here or get mediocre burgers. That's what New Jersey is.
And it's chain burgers too. You're getting it from like a Five Guys.
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's the next question? We got another one, right?
No, that was the majority of my list right there.
All right, well, fuck it. How about this one for you? Would you rather go to Mars or the moon?
Hmm. Mars or the moon? Mars or the
For free. It's for free, and you go there, you come back.
probably go to the moon. Travel time to Mars is at
How
least
long?
6 months, and then there's like a launch window that's like every 18 months to 3 years. So like, it takes you a long time to get there, and then once you're there, it's gonna be shitty on Mars for a long time. I've watched a lot of like deep discussions about building Mars and moon bases. We'd be better off doing a moon base. That would be way cooler.
I think so too, because then you can use it as a staging area as well. And you can test
Exactly.
things up there
Yeah.
rather than doing it in your own Earth atmosphere.
You can
It
build
kind of
stuff
gets
way
you
bigger
prepped.
too.
Yeah, and it's super close comparatively to Mars. So like
Yeah.
why not use the moon as sort of a like a learning curve or I'm sorry, learning experience.
Yeah, the first sandbox. Exactly. And
Yeah.
we're gonna get a lot of resources built and like structures, infrastructure as far as like resources, mass drivers, stuff like that. There's practically free energy on the moon because of the light and dark sides. You can use a Stirling engine. It's something that's been around for literally hundreds of years. If there's a decent difference between heat and cold, it generates power. They make them small enough so you can put them over a coffee cup. This is really cool. I wish I could share a picture of it with you right
I
here.
think what you're talking about too is one of these little things you can buy on the internet. It's like a glass tube, like kind of like an hourglass with like a spiral in it, and it's got this red liquid that has this um, chemical in it
Oh, I
that
have
allows
one.
it
It's called
to,
the hand boiler.
yeah, hand
Yeah.
boiler.
What?
You're kind of talking about that kind of tech
Uh,
in a sense, right?
no,
Like
but
that's super simplifying what you're saying. Am I getting too far off here?
it's just a different physical concept. Yeah, what a
Okay.
hand boiler is actually doing is that so a small glass container, it has a bulb on the bottom that you put in the palm of your hand, and then there's a pipette that leads up to a spiral, and then
Yes.
another bulb at the top. It's
Yeah.
super thin glass with an alcohol that has a little bit of coloring in it. And the alcohol absorbs heat super duper well, and the glass is so thin that the heat transfer from your hand into that makes it of a
Boy, it appears like it's boiling
yeah,
because it's expanding, so therefore it's going through the pipe, and then it appears like it's boiling, but it's not at boiling temperature. It's
no,
not at all. It's
no,
it's just
it's like
like
50
98
degrees
degrees.
Fahrenheit. Yeah,
It's your hand,
yeah, exactly.
what's
Skin temperature.
causing the reaction. So it's kind of cool,
Mhm.
but not what you were talking about. Okay.
And another reason to go to the moon over Mars is like dust and stuff. Mars has got all sorts of like static
Dust?
dust. Yeah, because of like the fine particles in the atmosphere, going to Mars is going to be an absolute shit show, whereas going to the moon is going to be easy enough.
Yeah.
And
Makes
it's
sense.
close.
I would agree with you. I
Plus,
would
you
agree
get to
with you.
like
I would say
see Earth.
I'd rather go to the moon. Yeah. You see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty sweet.
Hell yeah, man. Well, what's our time?
Let's see. We are at a solid 42 minutes in. I started the recording a little early, so this would edited end up a little over a half hour.
Cool. Right on, guys. That's it, man. Pat, you want to take us away with anything?
Yeah. One of the things I've been thinking a lot about as I'm getting older, I'm a bachelor now, have been for a while. Our friends and our family, as we get older, sometimes we drift apart, but it's really worthwhile to reach out to the people that have been important in your life. Make sure that they know that they were and are important to you. We get a short time on this planet, and far too often people disappear without knowing the whole story about you. So don't hold anything back from the ones you love. Share as much goodwill as you can because everybody's going through something. Life's not easy for anybody, even if you think it is. Be well, take care, and AJ, peace.
Peace, buddy.